Hi, everybody. Am I late? Oh, I'm not late. Hi. Okay, let me say hi to everybody first. Evie, where are you? Okay, Evie, Fire Butterfly, Monine, Bang Luna. One second. Bang Luna, Z, Namhar, Dawn, Marie, A Brown, Susie, Jelma, Angel Star. Oh, of course, my dog wants to participate. Okay, wait. Okay, okay, baby. You can. There you go. Hi, hi, hi. I know. I will scratch you. Okay. Okay. Where am I? Where did I stop? I'm scratching you already. Scratch, scratch. Okay, where did I stop? Wait, Jelma, is that where I stopped? A Brown, Evie, Dawn Marie, Evie again, Susie, um, Jelma, Angel Star, OSP, CC, Kanitra, Reg, Darlene, Seda. Oh my God, how do I read your name? The one that says hello, you. How do I read your name? Bora Winkle, Juveline, MJD, Flowy, Kamusta? Kamusta? That's how are you in Filipino. And Consuelo, Sylvia, RJ, Mariel May, Kathy, Azarel, TLT, Elaine. Hi, Elaine. Joanne, Halina, Dalewood, Elizabeth. Hmm, Elizabeth. Angelic Tiger, Jin. Beautiful Life, Meg, Hand Painted Paints, Team Messy, Katie Dreams, Eva, Bidon, Jackie, San Seda, Sopsduck, Leah, Christy, Jean Marie, Pinoyonce, Angelic, Met, Dodger Girl, Heidi, Twitch. Twitch, I am on Twitch. Am I not? I am on Twitch. I am on Twitch. In fact, I think I can go live on Instagram. Or maybe not. Oh, wait, but why am I not on X? Okay. I'm supposed to be on X now. Okay, save. I don't know if I can do um um see. I'm trying to go live on Instagram. See if I can go live. Edit, save. Let's see if this is gonna work. Okay. I don't know. If somebody's on Instagram, can you let me know if I'm actually on there? Oh, hi, Dodger Girl. She's on Twitch. Chancy's on Twitch. Reina, MJD Kemuning. Fire Butterfly is also on Twitch. Shelling. Sana. Hi to everybody. Beth, I Aileen. So the one with the Chinese characters. Is that Chinese or Japanese characters? Hi, Aileen. We were like a classroom, our teacher doing a roll call. I just want to acknowledge everybody. Okay, hi everybody. So we have some good things today. That is if I find what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. Is this it? Is this what I'm supposed to show you? I don't think so. I think this is it. How is everybody? All right. So first, we have several things. One is that there is an offline event, a pop-up event for Jhope. So it's a pop-up store. You, it's sold out. Hi, Blue Cherry. But you have to register for you to be able to go to the pop-up store. And when I went in, it was sold out. Unfortunately, I had the meeting at 1 o'clock, so it was 12:30 to 1:30. I went in right after my meeting, and I had no slot. I had no slot left, so I couldn't go. Um, so yeah, but I hope you guys got us for those of you who are in LA. I hope you had. I feel so bad. I wasn't able to get a. I wasn't able to sign up. It was just sold out. It was sold out. So you know, I was so ready to go. I was so excited. I guess I'm gonna try and order something. I don't know, like order something and just pick it up on the concert day itself because I won't be able to go to the. I feel so bad. So yeah, but I hope you guys was able to get a schedule. Um, but that's the day I was supposed to. I was planning on. Yeah, I cannot RSVP anymore. I was so I was planning on. So we are planning on going. Those that some people that are going to the Chicago concerts, especially those that are flying in, I was going to we're going to go to Korean barbecue. And so my plan was because I told you guys that I do have a full-time job. So I can't take off during the weekend because I have a full-time job. So I was planning on just going Saturday morning and then after that going to the Korean barbecue. But I wasn't able to sign up. So that's it. That's it, I guess. So yeah, but I hope you guys were able to sign up. Said it's sold out in about 10 minutes, but there were a few that popped up, um, but there was a few that popped up but sold out so fast. No luck here. So you and I both, Mystery Loves Company. So yeah, I was able. So just feel so bad. Okay, so but for those who are going, have fun. Next is that the BTS 7 Moments is already available. So if you guys wanna buy, if you order from the US, it's actually only $53. It's cheaper if it is from Korea, if it's shipping from Korea, but the shipping cost is more expensive. So I think my shipping cost is like $10 or something like that. So as per usual, I bought two. So I'm going to do an unboxing um, once I get it. And then they said that the delivery date is like anytime between April to May or something like that. So it's going to take a while. But if you guys want to order, it's there. It's pre-selling. I don't know until when they're going to make it available. So all right. So this is what I actually this is what I found when I went to reserve for a time slot. This is what I got. All sold out. So um yeah. So Angelic Tiger Jin said 7 Moments has an OT7 set and most of the POBS are group picks. Group PC, yeah. All right. Angel Star said she ordered last night. I ordered this morning. So I'm excited to get it. Next is it's actually I heard that I think there is no CD. It has codes so that you can access it online. Next is that the release of Mona Lisa is on the 21st. So please don't forget to support. Um, I think I think Sweet Dreams is actually going to drop from Billboard Hot 100 this week. I mean, in next week, in the coming list next week. So I think part of my frustration is that I just want him to have like a longer stint inside Billboard Hot 100. And so I was hoping I was hoping for Sweet Dreams for it to stay there for like 5 weeks or something at the very least. Um, but yeah, okay. So don't forget, March 21st is the date. Okay, now let's go to Road to 2 billion. I know this is something that we haven't done in a while. Let me see. Do you see it clearly? Let me see if I can pull up the actual thingy for you to actually see it bigger. Unless you're seeing it already. Can you see it? Is it big enough on your screen? I know we haven't done this in a while. So let me know if you're seeing, if you, maybe I should actually, hi Gemini. Okay, so for Billboard Hot 100, Jimin's Who is already at 1.5 billion, so 1,546,000,000. He is 500 million away from getting to 2 billion. Yay. Um, Now he's most likely going to get dropped inside Billboard from Billboard Hot 100 in the coming week because Playboy Cardi released an album with 30 tracks, and I think like 20 is on the top 50. So 20 or 30, so sorry, yeah, 20 of the 30 are actually on the top 50. So it's going to push him out. But still, 33 weeks, we're going to be talking about that in a bit. But who is 1.5 billion already? Okay. J Hope Sweet Dreams. I'm hoping we can keep it inside Billboard Hot 100 or push it back in. That's not impossible. For Sweet Dreams, we can push it back in because it has only been there for a week. It is at 34 million. Fake Love of BTS is at 912 million. So about about 88 million more, and we have another $1 billion song from BTS. Life Goes On is at 784 million. Jin's Astronaut made a big leap. It is now at 572, coming from, sorry, not much of a big leap. 565 million. It is now at 572 million. The thing is, the last time I measured it, it was January 25. It is now March 19, and the progress for that is not so big. I was like, I thought we can put it I thought we can actually push it to 1 billion this year. So it's not impossible. I hope that we can still do it. And then for Running Wild, it is at 283 million, which is tracking faster than the Astronaut. Suga's Hegum is at 509 million. And then J Hope's More is at 294 million. RM Wildflower is at 285 million. And then Jimin Set Me Free is at 407 million. V's Friend is at 480 million. And then his Slow Dancing is 483 million. So these two are probably going to reach 1 billion right around the same time. Okay. So I hope we can just keep that consistent so that he has two consecutive 1 billion. And then for Jungkook, his next billion is gonna come from 3D most likely. It is 831 million. So 170 million more, and he has another billion stream song. Okay, now for Road to 2 billion, Butter, My Universe, Boy with Love are all going for 2 billion. Butter is at 1.33 billion. My Universe is at 1.41 billion. And then, sorry, My Universe is at, one more time, Butter is at 1.33 billion. My Universe is at 1.41 billion, and then Boy with Love is 1.24 billion. These Love Me Again, his first that crossed 1 billion, is almost 1.1, so 1.05. And then Jimin's Like Crazy is 1.34 billion. Jungkook has two songs going into 2 billion, 1.14, 1.15 almost, 1.15 billion, and then 1.06 billion. And then Road to 3 billion, the first for Jungkook is going to be 7, 2.2 billion, 2.26 billion. Imagine that. And then Dynamite is at 2.03 billion. So this part, the estimated date to go to the next billion, I haven't updated because I haven't actually looked at the chart in a while, just because I've been so busy. So I haven't updated that. And then who knows, maybe for J-Hope, maybe Wildflower is going to track. Sorry, not Wildflower. Mona Lisa. Maybe that's going to track faster. But let's just try. Okay. Can we stream something other than 3D for Jack Harlow? I have, like, personally, my favorite song of Jungkook in that album is it's slipping my, it's on the tip of my tongue. Dang it. Okay. It's in the tip of my tongue. So, but so I'm all for streaming something else. However, I don't want to drop 3D. Like, I want to continue streaming 3D and just stream one more for him. Um Primarily because I want him to have more solo songs with 1B. So, yeah. Jimin's Who took 5 months to get to 500 million streams. The estimated date to reach 2 billion seems to be little overestimated. As I've said, I haven't actually updated this. I haven't updated this. I haven't updated that. So um, I will. I promise. It's just that it's just time. The last time I didn't show it, you guys complained that I wasn't showing it, so I decided to just show it. But closer. There you go. Okay, so I'm all for streaming one more song for Jungkook, although I don't want to let go of 3D. So I like Beth said, I like 3D, just not Jack Harlow. I also don't like him. I think I think I think it would have the song would have been better altogether. Um I I don't think he added anything to the song. I don't narratively he didn't add anything to the song. Sonically he didn't add anything to the song, but I do recognize the strategy as to why he was included in the song. So which I'm going to be discussing in a bit. But yeah. Um you just came onto Instagram. Yeah, so apparently this is like it's so weird because I have to manually turn it on Instagram if I want to be on Instagram, because I'm using a platform that allows me to just go live on different social media platforms all at the same time. But for IG, I specifically have to manually turn it on. But anyway, Eva said, let's just focus on 3D, even if we don't like Jack Harlow. So yeah, for me, I will not drop 3D in my playlist. It's just that I am also streaming Somebody. That's it. That's my favorite song. I'm also streaming Somebody. So because that's my favorite in his album. So yeah. Um Melva said that's I think that's a common consensus. Yeah, of not liking Jack Harlow. Okay. The Bio Explorer said, I agree, I would play it on my classroom without Jack Harlow. The Bio Explorer is a t-shirt, if anybody is curious. So I came from a family of educators. So in my family, teachers are actually revered as much as doctors and lawyers. So it's the same status as that for, and in Asia, that's a huge thing. Like your profession is a huge thing. It's a part of your identity. Okay, so for me, I just want to go back to Jungkook. I am streaming 3D. It's just that I'm also streaming Somebody because that's my favorite track in his album. The same thing with RM. I am streaming Wildflower, but I'm also streaming um the one with Paul Blanco. Why am I forgetting the song names? The one with Paul Blanco, because that's my favorite song of his in his album for Indigo. So, but I can't force anybody. Like for V, I was actually streaming Friends more than any of these songs because that's my favorite. But, I can't force anybody. But if you are interested, that's what I'm streaming for RM and for Jong. Additional streams. Okay. Now for Jimin, the extended midweek prediction of Billboard Hot 100 came in, and he is going to go recurrent. So here is a closer look of that. He's probably gonna go around 83, and that means recurrent. RC is recurrent. All of those songs are gonna go recurrent. The only thing, and this is a huge drop, my God, 41%. Also, the streams dropped drastically, 11.1 million. Like we were tracking at around like 16. We were actually at 21 at some point, and then it just dropped to 11.1. So it's a little disappointing. I mean, airplay, what can we do? But I was really disappointed with streams, but I don't know what happened. Also, like this track right here, this entire chart is going to give you a good idea on how flawed the system is, because there's a lot of songs that actually have like very little streams. It's just that they have more radios plays. That's why they have radio spins. That's why they're ranking higher. And I also don't understand certain things, like for example, um they've been trying to, okay, I don't want to dwell on like, it's just going to piss me off. So anyway, let's just do our best. I mean, let's just do our best. I mean, if he is going to drop in next week's chart, at least let's just do our best for him. So let's buy as much as we can. And if you can, the best way is actually to just keep on streaming. So Amazon Music has 3 months free. So if you are not on Amazon Music, you can go to Amazon Music and subscribe, 3 months free. And then this is going to be enough actually for you to sustain it until they return. And then for Pandora, you can go 3 months as well, 90 days. After that, it's 10.99 a month. But just like Amazon Music, this can sustain you until the boys return, because we are on our 90th day, I think, or 90 something day. So yeah. So Pandora, and then you can also try other things like um other music platforms like uh, Tidal. You can also try Napster. Napster I would highly encourage you because they have the highest payout for artists. So try all of those smaller platforms. I think it's also about time for Spotify to have some competition. So this would be a perfect time to actually support those smaller platforms. Okay. And then for just want to, even though we're a little sad because he might get dropped, let's remember that he has been on the chart for 33 weeks. And I think we do need to remember that he never promoted this actually, except for one pre-recorded performance for Jimmy Fallon and the remixes. He basically had no other marketing efforts, no promotional efforts. So for him to stay on the chart for 33 weeks, and remember, he has no collaborator in this album. So, I mean, that is success if I ever see one. So, I think we have to be louder about this than anything else. No matter what happens in next week's chart, let's just do our best. But let's just, I think more than anything, we have to celebrate just how successful this single is. Okay, so those are the major things. Fire Butterfly said Jimin knocked it out of the park with who he certainly did. Definitely, definitely. Ann Shoulder said, will future rule change gonna affect us? I actually, so Billboard is not done announcing the changes, or at least they aren't supposed to be done yet. Anything can still happen until they announce it, but they're not supposed to be done yet. Um, it's not really going to affect us altogether. I mean, not drastically. I think the one thing that's going to be affecting us would be the way that they're trying to control sales, which they have been trying to do already. It's just that they're tighter this time, they're stricter. Other than that, I mean, if there's anything that who actually proved this now, we have actually shifted to streaming. I mean, the BTS armies have actually shifted to streaming. We used to be very reliant on sales, but now we've actually started streaming as well. This entire thing was carried by streams. So he had very little sales towards the end, which is understandable because, as I've said, Billboard has already limited the amount of the number of times your purchase will be counted inside Billboard Hot 100. So it's just either streaming or radio, and he had basically no radio support. So this is, this is proof that the fandom itself has actually already shifted to rates to streaming, which is a good thing. I think the only thing that we need to try to work on is getting premium streams. So we really need to really need to start taking advantage of those free trials. And then the other thing is, if you're on free on Spotify, you can, this is what I did before. uh I gave up something just so I can pay for an extra streaming platform. So for example, if you like drinking Starbucks 30 days in a month, maybe you can cut it to 20, so that you can use that money that you're saving to pay for a streaming platform, something like that. So my weakness is actually chips. I like chips. I don't know what you call it in other countries, but chips like crisps. I like that. That's my poison of choice. I give that up so I can pay for for an extra streaming platform. So Celeste said, it's not my favorite Jimin song, but I can appreciate just how much it did and how many people loved it. Personally, I prefer his songs from Face, but he's just so good that I can listen over and over again. I also feel that all songs from Face are superior than the songs in Who. No, not really. I like Rebirth and Be Mine. I like those two. But yeah, Fire Butterfly said she's canceling her Peacock to pay for another streaming. Oh wow. You see? Something like that. Like you don't have to add to your expenses. You can just swap it. Swap it with something else. So, okay. Yeah. But okay, so we have to celebrate this thing. I mean, the thing that he has achieved and the things that he has proven to other people, and I'm assuming to himself as well. I'm hoping really that he's aware of what he has achieved and he's very very proud of what he has been able to do. Just completed the cancel, easy peasy. Oh my god, there you go. Okay. Bang Luna said that Bang Luna said Face is more thematically consistent in my opinion. I agree. I mean, I'm a Face enthusiast, but of course, I've supported Who all the way. I still am supporting who. Okay, so where is that? Hmm. So what do you want to talk about next? This? No, this is not it. Where is that? Wait, let me look for it. Okay, I found it. Okay. Okay, so yesterday I actually published an article on Twitter. It was about the achievement of Jimin with who? Give me 1 second. I think my dog. Do you want to go down, baby? Say bye. Say bye bye. Say bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye. Say bye. There. Bye there. Say bye bye. Bye. Ask him if you're cute. Ask him. Am I cute? Ask him. Bye bye. I'm gonna lay down on my bed. I'm gonna lay down on my mommy's bed, which is now mine. Bye. Okay. Give me 1 second. Excuse me. Okay. So I published an article yesterday on Twitter talking about this. I mean, really impressive achievement of Jimin. He has knocked down so many records, and that includes the decade-old record of Psy. So, and then the record of his own group BTS. So, and as I've said, he basically had no chance to promote this because he was well on his way to his military service when this came out. So that in itself is impressive. And but more than that, I wanted to emphasize what the entire thing, his journey actually reflected on the music industry. Okay. So when I published the article, prior to that, I published something else. It was the Asian native acts with the most number of cumulative weeks inside Billboard Hot 100. And so that was number one was Jungkook, and then Psy, and then Jimin. And so I kind of expected that there was going to be a fan war. I just didn't know it was going to be that bad. I've always known that within armies, or at least people who claim to be armies, the solos basically, have always been very, very vigilant in trying to emphasize that their favorite is the most successful over the other artist or whatever. And I was like, fine. But one of the thing that sort of caught my attention is the reasons they keep on providing as to why they feel, or the substantiation whenever they claim their favorite is more successful. They use certain substantiation that I do not agree with, so that's why I decided to do this part. So they keep on talking about collaborations and just how bad it is, how inauthentic the success is if there is a collaborator. And I don't agree with it, primarily because even BTS actually has collaborated with some of the most established artists in the US. As you know, BTS collaborated with Halsey, with Boy with Love, and Jungkook collaborated with Lado, with Seven, and Seven is one of his most successful singles. So depending on how you look at it, but it went to number one. Now the fact is that we need, and I think we can all agree on this, if somebody wants to go global, which is what BTS wants to do, they want to go global artistically, not just commercially. Great music is not enough, right? Because it's so saturated. There are so many artists trying to get our attention that just producing a great product is not enough. I guess it's the same thing in fashion. Like, a great piece of clothing is not enough. You have to style it properly, you have to market it the right way. People have to know that you've released a line for them to be able to for them to be interested and for them to purchase it. Being a great artist is not enough. Certainly, there are a lot of great artists out there that will most likely never see commercial success, and it's not because they are not great artists. It's simply because they haven't had the right marketing, they haven't found the niche, their market, all of those things. So the bottom line is that if you want to be a successful artist, you do need great marketing. You need the right kind of marketing, which is a great marketing. Now, for us to start in the almost the same footing, let me just clarify that marketing is any kind of action that a business takes to promote its product, services, or brand. Okay, so anything that they do outside of creating the actual product that is intended to tell people about what that product is and encourage them to buy, that is already marketing. Okay, so anything that is not involved in the actual production of the product, that is marketing. Now, there are two types of marketing, or one components types, I guess: traditional and non-traditional. Right? So traditional, as you would expect, is TV, radio, newspaper, brochures, magazine, flyers. And they do this, a little bit of this. When I say they, I mean BTS and Big Hit. So they use TV, they use brochures, radio, flyers. They get featured on magazines. So all of these things they're already doing. Not as extensive as we would want them to be, but they do this. Okay, so that's traditional. Now, non-traditional is anything unconventional. Unconventional and innovative strategies or tactics that deviate from established advertising and promotional methods. So they focus on creating memorable, engaging experiences for consumers, leveraging new technologies, or utilizing unexpected platforms. So anything that is beyond TV ads, radio ads, newspaper ads, those are all creative or non traditional marketing. Even if they do an appearance on TV to perform in Jimmy Fallon, you can call that non traditional. Traditional would be if they created an ad and then aired it on Jimmy Fallon, that would be traditional. But if they do interviews, get featured on a magazine, that is non traditional. Okay, so we always remember that anything that focuses on creating memorable and engaging experiences for consumers, that's non-traditional marketing. And for as long as it is not involved in the or necessary in the actual production of the product. So in this case, music, if it's not involved in the actual production of the music, that is part of marketing. Okay. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know this, but some of the most memorable non-traditional social media marketing tactics that were created happened in the early days of social media marketing in Facebook. I don't know if you know this program or this marketing program that they launched, but there was in the early days of Facebook, there was unfriend 10 people for a Whopper. So you will unfriend 10 people and you'll get a Whopper. So you'll claim the Whopper. It was a big success for Whopper, for Burger King, because what ended up happening, because they were giving away Whopper, they weren't giving away anything else. But they realized that when people go to their store to get a Whopper, they're probably gonna go get soda and fries. And that's where they actually earn. I don't know if you guys know this, but in a restaurant, they actually earn more from soda, their drinks. That's where the money is, in drinks. So their biggest margins actually come from drinks and fries. And so, but everyone thought that since their primary product is the burger, that's where they're going to earn. It's not. They have a bigger margin with soda, from soda and fries, and it was a big success. It was also a huge controversy because in the beginning it was fun, right? Like if there is something like this, the first people you will unfriend are the people closest to you. right? Because it's like fun for you guys. Like, hey, I unfriended you just because I want, like, this is the cost. This is how much our friendship means to me. A Whopper. Like, I will take you out of my life just for a Whopper. So it was fun. Like, and everyone knew that. Like, the tendency would actually be for you to unfriend people that you are very close with, because it's just a fun thing for everybody to do. Now, just like how you would expect it turn out later on, some people virtue signaled, and it was like, so this is the cost of friendship for people or whatever. Okay, nonetheless, it was very, very successful. The other thing is, oh, I think I forgot to link this. So I don't know if you're aware of the Coca-Cola happiness machine, but Coca-Cola happiness machine is actually, give me 1 second. So if you go into a vending machine and get a soda, they will actually Coca-Cola. What happens is that it's going to dispense way more things than what you actually want. Okay, here, I'm going to share it, and then we can watch a little of it. Wait, I think I'm going to be blocked by YouTube if I show this. I'm going to show you 5 seconds of it. Okay. So that YouTube doesn't block me. All right. 1 second. But this is one of the most successful programs, marketing programs that they have ever done. So what happens is, so if they dispense, so this girl is trying to get a soda, and and then Coke would just give away of so many sodas that she actually paid for, and then eventually they started dispensing flowers there, and then eventually they started dispensing pizza. There you go, balloons. I think in some areas, there you go, they dispensed pizza. So it was fun. So there is an actual human being behind it. But the idea is for people to actually uh, come together around the vending machine and have that moment and remember that this was all because of Coca-Cola. So that's one marketing, non-traditional marketing. Okay. All right. So those are some of the most memorable in terms of products, right? So of course, one thing that makes music unique is that it actually involves a human being. So for musicians, the real product is the music. As I've said, everything else is marketing. So it's a little tricky because behind the music is always the human being. So you can't always treat it like you would an actual consumer product. You have to be a bit more creative in terms of how you're going to market them. Okay. So, okay. Just remember, non traditional marketing is anything that focuses on creating memorable moments, engaging experiences for consumers, leveraging on new technologies and unexpected platforms. So, for music, uh, one of the marketing tactics that have been developed in order to sell the music is actually music videos. So nowadays, we don't actually notice it anymore because music videos are so common. We don't realize that it's actually a marketing tactic, but it is a marketing tactic because remember, anything that is not involved in the actual production of music, that's marketing. So music videos, though, that's a marketing tactic that's there that they are just using. So no, admittedly, there are some. It has become an art by itself, but it doesn't change the fact that it was first created in order to sell the music. Okay, so that's still, as I've said, just marketing. Okay. Um, Fire Butterfly said MTV started the madness, but there were videos way before. Correct. I mean, as early as the Beatles, there were already music videos. Now, things evolve and nothing evolves faster than marketing strategies because you have to adjust. Because humans, one unique thing about marketing is that you're always dealing with two things, the product and the humans, because they are the consumers. And so humans evolve very, very fast. And so you have your strategies has to evolve with human beings. And so eventually strategies like music videos aren't enough anymore. So they started doing collaborations. And one of the most legendary collaborations are between legendary performers, Paul McCartney of the Beatles and Michael Jackson, the king of pop. This is monumental. Also, Mariah Carey actually collaborated with Westlife. So it's also not a strange thing for boy bands to collaborate with established vocalists in the US. Okay, this is a very, very successful collaboration as well. So, as I've said, it's not all because of marketing. Collaborations like Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney weren't created just for marketing. It's also created um, for artistic advancement and for artistic evolution. Okay, so one of the greatest collaborations artistically is the collaboration between Aerosmith. Um, I forget the name of the hip hop band, but um, this is the first time a rock band actually collaborated with the hip hop band. And I'm going to remember the name of the group. And then another one would be Eminem and Elton John, also another great collaboration. So what labels realized is that the collaboration isn't just evolving music itself, it's also introducing artists. Run DMC, there you go. Well, Aerosmith and Run DMC. Okay, so artists are getting introduced to a new audience. The way Run DMC was introduced to rock fans, Aerosmith was introduced to hip hop fans. The same way Eminem was introduced to Europe and to the fans of Elton John. Elton John was introduced to the fans of Eminem and hip hop fans. So labels started recognizing that it is reciprocal. Like this is a way for them to actually promote artists. That's why it started becoming common. If they want an artist to expand their market, Rihanna's collaborations with Drake, such as What's My Name, Take Care, this actually did a huge thing for her career. She was already a little known when she started collaborating with Drake. But when all of these songs became big, it introduced her to a wider audience. She became really, really, really big. Okay. Another one is Pharrell with Daft Punk. So and Nile Rodgers. So when they collaborated with Get Lucky, Farrell became a household name. He was already popular in the music industry, but behind the scenes because he was actually a producer and a composer. But when they did this collaboration, that introduced the two, Nile Rodgers and Farrell, to a wider audience. So labels started recognizing that this is a good, not just an artistic strategy, but also not just an artistic expansion, but also a marketing strategy. And in fact, a South Korean performer first utilized this to try and expand or extend his reign or extend his popularity. Psy, who created the legendary novelty song Gangnam Style, tried collaborating with Snoop. Not tried, he actually collaborated with Snoop Dogg to try and get back to the success he experienced with Gangnam Style. Didn't quite work, but at least it still put him inside the chart. So it kind of did its job, that it actually extended his mainstream career in the US. And then, as I've said, BTS also collaborated with Halsey. Okay, and they have maintained the friendship to this day, as we know. The thing is that the problem, as I've said, is not the collaboration itself, but what the artist can do and what the artist can accomplish without the collaboration. In all the examples that I've given you, the artists actually grew after the collaboration. Rihanna, right? She became even more popular after collaborating with Drake. uh, Nile Rodgers, Pharaoh, all of this, they were able to expand from it. In other words, it was a jump off point for them. It wasn't their peak. It was the beginning. It was a marketing tool for them, but it is not the definition of their success. If you look back today and you think Rihanna, you're not going to think Drake. Some people would actually even be confused why I'm mentioning Rihanna with Drake, right? That's how big she has gotten. That's how she was able to grow her career, her name, and her art, right? In the same way, yeah, even with Eminem, and if you mention Eminem in Europe, hardly anybody is going to think the only success he's had in Europe is his collaboration with Elton John. He's had so many more collaborations before. Sorry, hits after that. So this artists all, and even more important is that even before their collaboration with these artists, even before Rihanna collaborated with Drake, they already had a good artistic footprint. So they, in their genre, they were already recognized, they were already respected, and everyone knew that they had the potential. Not, probably not the marketing or the commercial success yet, but they had the potential. So remember, before Boy with Love, BTS hit number 4 in Billboard Hot 100. So it isn't a after Boy with Love, they actually grew their success. So from there, it only became the beginning, because after that they achieved Billboard Hot 100 number 4 with On. Okay. And supposedly after On, they were going to go on tour for a stadium tour, remember? But COVID hit. Nonetheless, they still continued with Butter, Dynamite, Permission to Dance, all of those things. So Dynamite became their very first number 1 hit in Billboard Hot 100. Okay. But also, let's not forget that even before their collaboration even before they hit Billboard Hot 100 number 1, they were already filling up stadiums. They were selling out stadiums. Wembley actually happened in 2019. Okay. And then their first number 1 happened in 2020. This is a clear proof that without any of all those marketing tactics that they used, they were already on track. They already established their name in their own genre. They had a very strong fan base. And what Halsey did was give them a little boost, but it wasn't the biggest boost that they need. What they needed was an English song, actually. Okay. So it's the same thing for Jungkook. He achieved number 1 with Lado, but then after that was Standing Next to You, which became his longest charting song. And it is a solo song. Okay. So it isn't an issue that he achieved his number 1 with a collaboration, because after that he maintained and grew his success. Okay. Um, if you compare Lado's Billboard track record, you will see that her only number 1 is the one with Jungkook. She had the number 3, but her only number 1 was actually with Jungkook. Okay. Me Too said, I never heard of Halsey before. BTS. Okay, and then you compare that with Jungkook. He had 3 top 10 hits. So you can't exactly say that Jungkook was benefiting from her market, the same way, maybe the same way Rihanna benefited from the market of Drake. What Lado had was radio. She was on radio. And at the time, and even till now, I'm sure that we all know that without radio, it becomes really hard for anybody to get into Billboard. And they need that because Jungkook's goal is to become a global mainstream superstar. That's exactly what he wanted. So, so it was important for them to establish his name on the chart. And so the collaboration with Laron wasn't because of a fan base. It wasn't because they needed Jungkook to be introduced to her market. They just needed the radio spins. And the best way to get it is to get a collaborator that's already on radio. And Laro was on radio. Okay. Uh, Another proof of that is that after her collaboration with Laro, remember, with 30 minutes to of promotions, he filled Times Square with his own show. 30 minutes. He didn't give anybody a chance to fly to New York to prepare for anybody. He was counting on people already in New York to actually come and see him, and they did. So there is absolutely no ground in saying that Jungkook's success is just because of collaborations. It isn't. It played a part in pushing him mainstream, but it is not the sole reason he became successful. And as I've said, the reason, the proof is his footprint. Because after his big hit with Lato with Seven, he followed it up with more hits inside Billboard Hot 100. He toured, semi toured in different, a small tour in different shows, and of course his 30-minute marketing uh, Times Square show that was marketed only for 30 minutes. So all these people talking about, oh, it was just collaboration. It wasn't. Okay. It wasn't. And we have already proven that with the things that he has achieved after that. Now, I know people are going to ask, but what about Jimin? He didn't have a collaboration. Well, that's why it was harder for us, right? We all have to admit it would have been easier, and he's probably not would be he probably wouldn't be dropping from Billboard Hot 100 this week if he had radio. So it only goes to prove that it is harder to get those mainstream recognition if they don't have traditional or mainstream tools like radio. So it isn't impossible, but it is just harder. So we all know how the things that he went through. Okay. Now, the thing about Jimin's success is that he also grew from where he started. Like Crazy was crazy because he broke a 62-year drought, right? He was the first soloist since Hugh Sakamoto's Sukiyaki to get into number one. But he was the very first soloist with a foreign language song to debut in number one. The very first act was BTS, but he was the very first solo act. So, but from there, because Like Crazy only stayed in the chart for 5 days. Sorry, not 5 days, 5 weeks. From there, with Who, he didn't get to top 10, but he stayed inside for 33 weeks. So again, growth, right? Growth. That's how you know performers are growing. So this is the article that I published, part of the article that I published in Twitter. And I was talking on how um, with there are other singers that are threatening that record of taking that record, meaning the longest charting song by a Korean act. Many are threatening that record. But given that Jimin didn't have any collaborator, he's probably going to retain for a really long time. He's probably going to keep the record, the more important or more significant record for a foreign act on the chart. And that is the longest charting solo song because he didn't hinge on anybody. He didn't benefit from anybody else. It's just him. Okay. Now, one of those that are threatening to take that record, they're probably, if I'm going to be honest, they probably will, because they're not going to stop pushing that in radio until they get the record, is Rose's Apathy. The problem here, and again, I'm not knocking on her effort to try and collaborate with Bruno Mars. I think anybody, any singer in the world who gets a chance to collaborate with Bruno Mars will take it. So there is absolutely nothing wrong with what she did. Okay. Now, we cannot ignore the fact that Bruno Mars is a veteran of Billboard Hot 100 and veteran of the music industry. In fact, his this is not the slide. Wait. So Bruno Mars has 35 songs fielded inside Billboard Hot 100. 20 of those are inside, actually landed inside the top 10, and he has 9 top 1 hits. All in all, cumulative, he has spent 700, more than 750 weeks inside Billboard Hot 100. He is a chart monster. So if you collaborate with him, it's going to be very, very hard to fail. It's hard to fail. Hard to fail if you collaborate with somebody like him. As long as you have a decent song, which Apathy is, you should be good. Now, another one that will most likely make an effort to try and get the record is Jenny. And right now, she holds the record for being the female K-pop, female Korean act with the most number of songs inside Billboard Hot 100. She has 6. And her longest charting song is a collaboration with The Weeknd and Lily Rose Depp, 20 weeks. Okay. Just like Bruno Mars, The Weeknd is actually a massive star inside Billboard Hot 100. And in the US, probably even bigger than Bruno Mars. He has fielded 116 songs inside Billboard Hot 100. 19 of those in the top 10 and 7 number 1. So all in all, I think he has like 1,000 weeks inside cumulative if you add up all of his songs. Now, the question is, again, I just want to emphasize, I am not criticizing them for what they did. Anybody would do the same thing. I personally think that if Bruno Mars says anybody, if he offers anybody from BTS for a collab, if he approaches anybody in BTS for a collaboration, I think they should say yes, because he's not just popular, he's also a good musician. Okay. So I just want to emphasize, I'm not criticizing that per se. The only thing that we need to watch out for is what are they going to do after this hits. So now you have this massive, massive hit with Bruno Mars and with The Weeknd. So what are you going to do after? We know what Rihanna did after her collaborations with Drake. We know what Nile Rodgers did after their collaboration with Daft Punk. So what now? What are you going to do now? So the that is the that is what we already know. We already know what Jungkook did after his collaboration with Lado, right? He did Times Square. He fielded in his longest charting song, which is a solo one, Standing Next to You, and fielded in many other songs. Uh, as for Rose and Jenny, so far, especially for Rose, only one song from the same album actually made it inside Billboard Hot 100. It landed on number 90 and it stayed 1 week. Is it a bad sign? She has a lot of years ahead of her. We don't know yet, and it's too early to tell. So we don't know what she's going to do with that one chance that she got. But the one thing that should not happen is for her to have this lone hit in her portfolio when everything is said and done. She needs to be able to she doesn't need to do anything, and she doesn't owe anybody any kind of explanation. But If she's very concerned about history, which she seems to be, then the effort should go into what is the next one. Like, okay, you're done with this, your label is pushing it, then what's next? If this ends up being her lone hit, and the same thing with Jenny. Jenny is actually doing better and better. So she had Mantra, she had, but then every after release actually did better than before. So like Love Hung Over was at 96, and then 83, sorry, 80, and then so the previous, the new single always would do better than the previous one. Okay. So she's doing better, but she needs to, again, she doesn't need to prove anything. I mean, that's her prerogative. But if she's concerned about history, then she just needs to do better than one of the girls. Okay. Now, the issue about radio, according to Pew Research, the last time that they did a survey was 2020. 83% of Americans are still using radio. I don't. But okay. Let's assume that that is true. Fine. I'm okay with that. The problem is not really that Billboard is actually using radio. It's actually how music is getting into radio. So this is a part of my article. According to the latest Pew Research Center study, radio remains widely used as a medium in the US. While that may be true, the bigger issue has always been how they do payola. It is actually illegal in the US to do payola. But what they did is rebranded it, redesigned it, and made it legal. Okay. So in radios, it's actually the station manager that decides the rotation of a station. The rotation is the list of songs that can be played by a DJ. So if you're a DJ in a radio station, you sit on your booth, you're given a list of songs there, and only the ones that are in there will is allowed to be played. Now they say that the DJ actually has the freedom to choose what kind of song they want to play. Now, what music executives are doing, they are actually establishing a relationship with station managers so that they can influence the station manager on what songs to rotate and what songs to actually push, right? That is why songs with a much lower um, streaming in the US are actually getting better airplays. It's because of that relationship. So if the music executive tells their station manager, hey, we have a new artist that's getting launched, why don't you keep that in rotation for the next 5 years? How is that? Okay. Okay, not 5 years, but you get what I mean. All right. That is why, and this is unconfirmed, I just want to say alleged. Okay, so that's music executives build relationships with radio station managers to promote artists and music, ultimately increasing airplay and public awareness, which is crucial for artist success and label profitability. So, this is alleged, okay, no proof, but allegedly, Ron Perry, the former head of Columbia, as you know, BTS, Big Hit used to have a distribution deal with Columbia, and they were instrumental in the creation of Dynamite and Butter and Permission to Dance. Um, so, what Ron Perry allegedly did was go on a meeting, face to face, one on one meetings with station managers to push Dynamite. That's how he worked. That's how hard he had to work. He already has an established relationship. Remember this. He already had an established relationship, but he still had to do it. You would think that somebody as powerful as him in the music industry can just pick up the phone and tell their station managers, hey, you know, BTS is very popular. They have a new song. It's in English. Play it, will ya? But no, he allegedly had to go and meet with the station managers one by one. And in some cases, again, allegedly, he paid them a visit, either in where they were. He was the one who went to the station manager, either where they worked or lived, just to have them listen to the song and put them in rotation. Okay. Again, allegedly, if anybody from Colombia is watching this, just want to clear that is not proven. Okay. Now, um, the also okay, another story about involving Ron Perry. So for Butter, the reason his name is written as a co-collaborator, he's actually a co-composer, a co-writer in that song. The reason he decided to put his name is not because he actually participated in the writing of the song. It's just that he knew that it was going to be very hard for him to put it again in rotation, to encourage the station managers to put it on rotation without a collaborator. So he decided he was going to put his name on it so that the station managers would think, oh, it's a song by Ron Perry. So I'm going to put it in rotation. Again, alleged. We don't know if it's proven. But during that time, when Butter was actually at the height of its popularity, you can hear some people talking about it. I mean, from the media talking about it. Some writers, journalists actually wrote about it. Like, why is this name in the credits when he has never written a single song in his entire life? Okay. Now, Jimin's record breaking run is a reality check. So remember, this is the current practice. If they want to build up anybody, radio is the way to go. Because as soon as you can say that he had a hit or this person had a hit in Billboard Hot 100 or Billboard 200 or in the chart, it becomes easier for people to pay attention to bandwagon effect. Whatever is in trend, you want to know about it. Now, what happened with Jimin and BTS actually, BTS and their members, including Jungkook, is that it became a reality check for the global music industry, especially in the US market. The power dynamics has already shifted. It's not legacy institution, it's not corporate playlists or label payola deciding who dominates. It's the listeners and the fans, the people who actually consume the music. So when he stayed inside Billboard Hot 100 for 33 weeks, they got a very very clear message that they don't like. And when I say they, I mean the music executives in the US, and that is people are going against what they have planned people to do. Listening to Who for 33 weeks is not something that they encouraged, and people are doing it. Jimin, BTS, and its members have shattered the old industry playbook. They don't need establishment backing to reach their audience. They have a direct line to their fans who show up on the chart, so we stream, at the box office and in sold out stadiums. Meanwhile, some of these singers that they are pushing, and I've mentioned this last week, and I said I will name them in my private in my live stream exclusive to my Patreon subscribers. Meanwhile, plenty of chart darlings struggle to sell out a theater. Okay, they're pushing a lot of singers in Billboard Hot 100, but they make a show, they put it inside a theater, and they can't sell it out, let alone an arena. And in an era where touring and brand deals are where the real money is, that's a financial death sentence for labels clinging to outdated methods. So, um, this is direct from my article. So I think they have already found out that with this success, with the success of BTS and of Jimin and Jungkook, that manufactured hype doesn't build success. Industry manipulation might land an artist a hit or two, but it won't translate to longevity. It's not going to translate to economic power, and it's not going to translate to cultural impact. Jimin's success is a proof of that. He doesn't just chart, he actually sells. And when his time comes, and we all know this, he will fill stadiums. He's going to sell them out because his success was never just an illusion, it was earned. So until I think music executives start recognizing actual talent and stop pushing just who they want to push and actually listen to the audience, they'll keep on backing artists who will not actually generate them money. And in the end, I think it'll cost them the very industry that they spent generations after generations to gatekeep. Okay, so that is the end of it, actually. Just wanted to be very clear, just to sum it up, that I whenever I talk about collaborations and whatever, it is not because I am criticizing artists for collaborating with somebody. It is a legitimate marketing strategy, and I don't think it is bad for anybody to utilize that strategy. The bottom line is, what can an artist do? What can they achieve, and what will how will they evolve from that collaboration? So this thing about Jenny and Rose is that, okay, so the album that they have produced it with the collaborations in them, they're not doing as well as everyone thought they were going to do. Everyone meaning the K-pop fandom. But it's too early as well. They're very, very young. They're not even in their 30s, and they're already this successful. So we just have to wait and see what they're going to do with it. As for BTS though, um, I think they've already proven that they know how to utilize the things the advantages that they have from the fame of their own group. And as I've said, their own group, although they utilize some strategies as well, they primarily achieve their success on their own. And we know what they did with it. We know that they are still sustaining it. Okay. You have questions? uh, let's see. I saw some questions, but I couldn't answer because it was going to break my concentration. So if you want to ask them again, uh, just uh, just go ahead and ask them again. Okay, let's see if you have. Let's see if I can find some of the questions that you asked. I agree to stay streaming BTS music on various platforms and then take a new approach once the boys are back. They will put Army in charge on how they are going back in the market after military service. Blackpink can sold out a stadium looking for attention. So they haven't sold. No, no, no. Sorry, they have sold out a stadium. In all fairness to them, I think they sold out day one of their SoFi date. Um, Now we know what YG did in their last tour. They just bought some of this. I don't know if that's the case, but from what you will see on their on Ticketmaster, they sold out day one of SoFi and day one of Canada. Okay, so in all fairness to them, the only thing and the reason you guys find it hard to trust that is what YG did in the last tour, right? So you know what happened. Like after a year, we found out, oh, it wasn't sold out after all. You just had to give away the tickets. But based on what we see now, they sold out day one of SoFi and day one of Canada. They haven't sold out the rest. So I think they sold out their friends day one, if I'm not mistaken. Then the rest, yeah. So Wembley is definitely not sold out. If you want to buy tickets, still there. My guess is that YG is probably going to do the same thing. If they don't sell this out, he's probably going to end up doing the same thing. I think he's going to treat this as a marketing tool for Baby Monster, because I think he kind of knows that this is probably, if he ever gets the girls to come back together again after this tour, it's probably going to take him years and in like many years before he gets the girls back together again. So he probably wants to like reestablish the name of YG, and that's why he's doing it. And he's probably going to treat this as a marketing tool than an actual money making venture. Okay. I think Sirius is considered radio. It is considered radio. We do, for my work, we do a lot of business with Sirius. We do a lot of business with iHeart as well. So the iHeart and Sirius, they are considered radio. Allegedly, suspiciously true. Okay, I just had to put allegedly because if somebody asks me for proof, I can't present any. These are just rumors, so it is allegedly. I want to make that very, very clear because if you watched my interview with Ken, the lawyers, one of the things that he mentioned to me, I think he mentioned it on off cam. Like you have to be very careful. You have to put a disclaimer. If it is alleged, you have to say it is alleged. So alleged. Okay, let's look for. I don't listen to radio anymore. I don't either. So, but do remember that radio has a prime spot in a car, and there are still a lot of Americans in suburbs, in urban areas where it is not as sophisticated, or maybe even if it is sophisticated, they would rather just listen to their radio because it's their, whatever. The other thing is that it seems true that there are some people that are still listening to radio, probably not New York, probably not California, probably not Chicago, but in other parts of the US, because we still get business from radio. As I've said, doing my full-time job, we do a lot of business with radio. So it seems true. We just don't understand who these are that are actually like listening to radio. Radio is dying, just not fast enough for me. Yeah. Yeah. For as long as there's prime spot, probably. Okay. He said the beat sounds like Smooth Criminal. Who? Who? What is Smooth Criminal? Radio is cheating as it is. That is, I think, one of the things that, my God, if I get a chance to actually interview this Billboard people, that's one of the things that I'm going to really ask. Like, I cannot understand why you keep on trying to control and limit the influence of fans on the chart, but not do anything to limit the influence of music executives on the chart. It is downright cheating and also stupid. Like, it is so blatant, it's not even funny anymore. Like, I really don't understand that. Like, everybody knows that station managers are the ones that are deciding the rotation, and station managers have a strong relationship with music executives. Why is this not being discussed? So if you're going to limit the influence of fans, then you also have to limit the influence of station managers. Actually, one of the things that I've been wanting is to actually put, so remember, you can actually request on radio stations, right? And but nobody sees that request. Nobody knows where that how many people actually request for something. One solution is actually put it on blockchain, so it's visible to everybody. It is, you can't manipulate it because it's the blockchain. It's, so mathematically at least mathematically it's going to be accurate. So, but we're far from that. I think radio is probably going to be one of the last one to evolve. Okay. um Claire said, I was listening to a podcast the other day. I can't remember which, but they were saying Hollywood doesn't want to create a star anymore. They'd rather have a celebrity that's easily phased out, because it's harder to create a star. It really is harder to create a star. Like, um, number one, there are there are celebrities who can take control of certain things once they become big enough of a star. Tom Cruise, for example. Hollywood can't control him anymore. He does his own thing, um, because he's too big for anybody to control. Same thing is true with Drake. That's why they're trying to destroy him. Once you create an actual an artist who's a star, they become harder to control. As opposed to creating celebrities, you can control those people easier, right? If Because people know that the mortality rate is so high, their tendency is to do anything and everything that an executive will ask them to do. So that's why it's easier. And then you don't need to sort of groom, sorry for the word, you don't need to develop that person as extensively as you would an actual artist, because you don't need them for long. So you don't need to put in a lot of money. You actually, in an audition, if you're auditioning for a role, they actually look at your social media profile and how popular you are already. So Fire Butterfly said, great presentation. Thank you. Ron Perry allegedly did for BTS what Walter Yetikoff did for Michael Jackson and MTV. Play this artist for the better good. Only Walter said if they didn't play MJ, he would put all his labels. Oh, Walter said if they didn't play MJ, he would pull all his labels and music videos. Um, prob probably it wasn't. I don't know. I wasn't in the negotiation. As I've said, it is alleged. But what I how when it was related to me when I heard the rumor, just want to emphasize it is a rumor. When I heard the rumor, it was more like a courting than a threat. Then yeah, something like that. It was like he was courting them. It wasn't like you have to do this or else. Yeah, so he was courting them. That is also why I kind of felt like the hate that he got from the fans from some armies were a little unfair because he did something. I mean, he made that happen. That radio thing for Dynamite, which played a huge part in the sustained success of the song. Radio played a huge part. And that wouldn't have happened if he did not allegedly do if he didn't do the alleged meeting, person to person meeting with station managers, and it wouldn't have happened. Now, was he a saint? Was he perfect? Absolutely nobody is. Like, he's just as bad as everybody else. But I also think that he's not as bad as everybody else. He's not as good as everybody else, you know. So he did his job for those 3 tracks that they got, which kind of, opened a lot of doors for BTS. So, okay. Um, Asian entertainment culture and Patreon live. I know I keep on saying I'm gonna have a live, right? I think I will probably most likely able to do it on this Friday. Yeah. So yeah, I think I'll be able to do it this Friday. Stray Kids did, not Blackpink. I don't know what that question is. Has there always been an army coordinator at Weverse? Before Weverse, there was what do you call that? The fan cafe. There was a fan cafe, and there's an army coordinator. They call it the. They usually introduce themselves as the head of the like yeah, the coordinator for armies. So yes, it wasn't Weavers, but it was the fan cafe. Do you think some members might tour with just one other member rather than a solo? I don't think they will do that. I think one of the things, I think BTS, they're actually really concerned about their growth as artists, and like really pushing and seeing how far they can go and take their career on their own. In all fairness to the boys, I don't know them. I have absolutely no connection to Big Hit or Hype directly or indirectly. um but just based on what I'm seeing, I think really the boys are trying to see like how far can I take this on my own. Like how can I, for J-Hope for example, how far can I take Jay and J-Hope and Jack on my own without the clutches. This is actually going to be a part of my review when I do a review on his concert. But based on what I have been seeing in his concerts in Chicago and New York, and also on Weavers, um, as you know, I was really expecting that he was going to have guests in his shows, but he's not doing that. And I think part of that is really because he wants to see, like on my own, without any clutches, without anything else, I want to know how far can I take this, not just commercially but also artistically. So, and I think that is something common to all the members. So no, I don't think that any member will tour. I may be wrong, and this is not the first time I'm going to be wrong if I ever end up being wrong. But I think that will be their concern, like what can I really do, let me see, something like that. BP did not sold out SoFi day one, but day two. Oh, okay. CP said they sold out one, but it's not day one. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. It was day two. Okay. Fair Lane. When will BB recognize BTS properly? It feels like Western artists should rule all the time. It is their chart. um, it is a US chart, and it is their game. So you do need to play their game. Now, is it fair? I don't think it is fair. I'm meaning okay. I think it is fair that we play by their rules because it is their rule, it is their chart, it is in their country. I think we need to, if for example I go to your country or to whatever country I go to, I try to establish a career there, I will play by their rules and I will abide by their culture, observe their traditions because it is their country. In the same way, this is a US chart. The company is based in the US, and so we should abide by it. So they have actually, it hasn't been as bad as I thought it was going to be, but I think it's all going to boil down as to how much BTS would want to play the game of Western charts. Okay. There's a lot more, so I'm gonna try and okay. Jenny's Ruby listening party and aespa's recent concert in South Korea had so many celebrities as guests. So there were several celebrities that mentioned that they were invited by Jenny. I hope BTS also received the same support when they return from the military service. Um, Fire Butterfly, thank you. Super chat. Fire Butterfly, you also gave us money to give to the server when we go for Korean barbecue, right? As a tip. I still have that. I actually I want you to know that I'm keeping it for if you tell me like, oh, here's a super chat for something. I really use it for what it is that was it you or somebody else? Someone did like gave me $20 as a tip to give to the server when we do Korean barbecue. So I actually set it aside as a tip. Um, I thought that was someone else. Maybe it was someone else, but whoever that was, if you know who you are, then no, know that I will actually use it for the purpose that you told me to use it. Um, didn't Suga also have Psy as a guest on his tour? Psy? Did Psy appear? I know some of his bandmates appeared and some of his collaborators, like Halsey, of course. What am I even thinking? Okay, Fire Butterfly. Jay in Chicago was next level naughty, fun and wild. I saw some of your posts on Patreon, and I saw some people posting it as well. What can I say? This is really Jay. As you would have observed in Patreon, I start calling him Jay because I feel like this is not J Hope. It's Jay, not J Hope. Okay. Ate, have you checked P1 Harmony? I have not checked them. I probably did, like maybe one song, but I haven't checked them um extensively. So if you want to check me, if you want to check me, if you want to recommend somebody that you want me to check out, you're gonna have to DM me. If you put it here, I probably will forget it. Okay. Multi-stand. Hi po. Hi. Weren't the dancers his guests? Yeah, but they're, you know what I mean. You know what I mean, Yvette. The dancers are dancers, and he's actually trying to put them in the center and give them the same way Suga did for his bandmates, for his band, but not like like one of the, not a collaborator in his songs. Okay. Stopped listening to radio years ago and will continue streaming my own music as long as my battery charge lasts. So I told you I have several devices that I'm using for streaming, right? One of them is actually perpetually charged, not perpetually charged, but I would charge it and then let it die and then charge it again and then continue streaming. But just, I think, so I'm really very excited. Number one, of course, I'm very excited for their tour and for their reunion, and we are down to 2 digits now. I'm very excited for that. Um, but also I'm excited on what they're going to be doing individually. Like I wanted, because this, when they did their first solo ventures, they were limited by time. They had to enlist, they had to do this and that. But this time, like after this, they are free to do whatever they want. That's one. Second is that they are also older, so like I think they'll feel more liberty to do the things that they want without really thinking about anything else because they're old enough to do whatever it is that they want. That's why we have Jay, not J Hope. Okay. Is that BTS made sweater your? Yes. So this is the one that Jimin Jimin. So it's a little too hot for me to wear the hood, but seven with you. It's really nice, right? There. Hannah said, I'm dating Jungkook. I had a fight with him in my dream. Did you know that? If he's your boyfriend, tell him he's dead. Okay. I will be honest, the only people I want to see collab with a BTS member is another BTS member. I just can't wait for them to be together again. Me too. Me too. Jimin Suri, yes. Oh my god. What happened to my already ugly hair? Can we create fan sweatshirts? Yeah, of course. Okay, let me go through. I will get back to that comment. Let me go through one thing because I'm already like on hour 35. So I was actually going to give you like some updates on what happened with the case. I still can do that. I just didn't put it in my slide. One is that Min Hee-jin won a defamation case against some fans, not fans, but online people, like people that left comment in South Korea against her. They cursed her and all of that. But she was awarded 100,000 won, which translates to about 80 US dollars. And it was hilarious. Just Fire Butterfly said it's hilarious. Yeah, and it wasn't so she sued a lot of people, basically everybody that she can find that was bad mouthing her on social media. She sued, and I think the judge awarded like five people. I mean, the judge asked five people to pay about $90, something like that. 85, $90. Nine accounts. There you go, nine accounts. So there were nine accounts that were asked to pay her 85 to $90. And the judge said, like, yeah, they were strongly worded, but those are opinions. So, like, grow up and move on. So, I guess they just, but it's still a win. She probably paid more to her lawyer. Unfortunately, I don't think the judge actually asked the defendants to pay for her legal fees. So she had to pay for her own legal fees on that one, but at least they won. So that's one update. The second update is that the judge did ask the girls, New Jeans, to reconstruct or redo their evidence, evidence that they submitted. One thing that sort of stood out to me is when the judge asked if they who signed the contract with Complex Con. So Complex Con is the festival in Hong Kong, and the girls, New Jeans, will be performing there. And so the judge who signed the contract then. And the lawyer said, this is very telling. The lawyer said, we are not yet in a position to sign contract. And in my head, I'm like, you just admitted that the contract is still in place, that the exclusive contract with ADOR is still in place. That's an admission if I've ever heard one. And I'm sure that if this judge has any working cell in his head, he would also notice that. Like, what did you say? Right? If that was me, I'd probably go, okay, can you repeat that? Just repeat that one more time, just for posterity. But that's what the judge said. Like, what the lawyer said, he said, well, we're not yet in the position to sign contracts. And why are you not in the position to sign contracts? Right? So I guess he admitted that the contract was still in place. Okay. So anyways, I was thinking about this entire case, and then Le Seraphim actually dropped their single and their entire album. And yesterday they actually reached a new peak for Hot, which is the carrier single of the third part of this trilogy, and they got 1.5 million streams in global Spotify. And that's a huge thing for somebody like them. So this is global Spotify, and this is they haven't really promoted extensively in the US. They've promoted some, but not yet extensively. So this is a huge thing for them. And of course, we all know that J-Hope actually has been selling out his venues. And so I was thinking about it. And then Jin, of course, is still there. He's still creating his content. Jin has explicitly said that the reason he has slowed down a little bit is because he wants, and this came from him. He said that he wants to support J-Hope, right? Um, a troll alert. Who is it? Who is? I love Le Seraphim. I'm waiting to receive their album. Who is the troll? Is it looking for attention? At looking for attention. Okay. I think I blocked her. Okay. So how is this case? So my primary question is that how is this case affecting the success of labels under Hype, right? How is this affecting Le Seraphim? How is this affecting J Hope or anybody for that matter, TXT, and Hypen, Isle It? How is this case affecting any of this group? And the only answer I could come up with is that it has no effect. The case is irrelevant to the groups. It does not affect BTS. It does not affect even the BTS members that are in the military. It's not affecting the two members that are not in the military. It's not affecting It anymore. It's not affecting the Seraphim. In fact, if at all, I think that Le Seraphim was able to process the entire thing the right way, that it allowed them to become a better artist. I just want to clarify that I'm not giving Min Hee-jin or Nujin's credit for the maturity and the growth of Le Seraphim or Islet. Okay? They are not responsible for the growth of these artists. It is all credit goes to Le Seraphim and Islet and all the other groups. It was because of how they handled the situation that allowed them to mature this much. Okay. So if if because of what happened, Le Seraphim was able to tap into something inside of them that made them better artists and made them a better person. In fact, they all said, specifically Sakura, said that she used to be very, very concerned about the results of their albums, like the sales, the charts, and whatever. And then after all of this happened, she sort of reconfigured how she thinks and said that now I'm just concerned about the outcome. No, sorry, the process. She now feels that it is more important for her to concentrate on the process and make sure that she's learning, that they are enjoying, and that they're strengthening their bond, and that they're able to pay back to the people that actually support them. She's not as concerned about the result anymore. And as a fan, I'm here for entertainment, for music, for fun, and for the art. So, that being said, why am I going to waste so much energy just reading about this case, about Min Hee Jin, about New Jeans, when it really has no, if they're so irrelevant to the artists that I love and the artists that I want to support. They're irrelevant to BTS, especially to BTS. They're irrelevant to Le Seraphim, obviously. They're irrelevant to Isle It. So what do I care? So, um, so I Nix is saying, wait, did I finally make it to a live? Yes, Nix, it is live. So, uh, I think I've always said that my primary interest in this case has always been the corporate drama. And I think that's not going to go away because I just want to see what's going to happen. But I think that whatever the judge's decision is, um, it's his burden to bear, right? We know the consequences of whatever the decision is going to be. So if he says, okay, New Jeans wins, then we know what kind of interest the what the industry is going to lose in terms of investments, in terms of growth, what how that is going to affect the entire industry and all of those stuff. We know that. But it is not the industry BTS is specifically in anymore. They've outgrown K-pop. They're going global. And I'm not just talking about commercial growth, but also artistic growth. Like BTS became so big to be contained by K-pop. They are so big artistically, so big creatively that K-pop is actually irrelevant to them anymore. So I think that the it is just the attention that people are putting in here that's actually making the case relevant. But if we stop caring, it is really going to be seen for what it is, and that is irrelevance. So, that being said, I will continue updating you guys and giving my 2 cents in this case, but I think I have lost my enthusiasm to the case the same way the Seraphim has lost their enthusiasm to the case. In fact, it was Le Seraphim who requested Source Music to delay the hearing. So I don't know if you know this, but Source Music requested that the second hearing for their case against Min Hee Jin to be delayed so that people can just concentrate on the comeback of Le Seraphim. And I thought that was very telling. That is how irrelevant they were. That the girls are just like, we don't really want to be bothered by that. So can you just push that until our promotion is done? It's like, don't like, we just want to concentrate on our music. Um, Now, I don't know if you know this story, but in the BBC interpretation of Merlin versus Morgana, so Merlin is the magician. So in their interpretation, Morgana was actually getting strength from the attention that Merlin was actually giving him, because in the beginning Merlin was trying to train her and all of those stuff until she sided with the evil, and Merlin was like, okay, I don't care about you anymore, and that's where she started losing the concentration and she did stop growing and whatever. And I feel like this is the same thing. um People are just giving way too much attention to the wrong thing. In this case, for Merlin, he was giving way too much attention to Morgana. And the same way, we're giving way too much attention and credit to Min Hee Jin. We have positioned her to be this powerful woman that can shake the industry, when in fact, she's not. Whatever she does, it's not going to affect anybody. It's not going to affect BTS. It's not going to affect JYP. It's not going to affect the rest of the groups of in Hybe. What is it? What's going to happen? If she wins, what's going to happen? Her trolls are just going to leave a comment every day online. So what? They're not buying the albums anyway. They're not buying the tickets anyway. So what power do they really have to yap? So even if she wins the case, I think my point is, even if she wins the case, what is it that really she's gaining? And I think the answer is really nothing. So, so I just kind of want to remind everybody to not give her credit for all of this, because she isn't changing the industry. She's not influencing the industry. She's irrelevant, and the only reason she's being relevant is because we're paying attention to her. Ignore her, then she is going to be seen for what she really is, and that is irrelevance. So okay, would we support New Jeans if they stay with Adore after all this? No. I This is my gut. Um, can we change her name? This is a good suggestion. Fire Butterfly. Can we change her name from Roach to Irrelevant? How about the Irrelevant Roach? So, can we support New Jeans? Um, I will call her irrelevant for now. I will call her the Irrelevant. So, okay. So, am I going to support? No. So the thing is that um, I think. pure speculation, 100% speculation. I have no proof, and maybe this is just what I want to think. That's right. And this is actually okay. Let me actually put it here so that it's very clear that this is just um here. I'll add so that it's clear. This is because I don't want anybody to screen cap it and think that this is based on any kind of like analysis or whatever. Okay. Okay. There. Okay. So this is my speculation. I think even Hybe don't want to work with them anymore. Adore don't want to work with them anymore. Doesn't want to work with them anymore. I think it's all about just Hybe trying to make sure that they don't set a precedent in this entire case. So if they just allow New Jeans to break off the contract that easily, that's going to be a precedent that they don't want as a business, right? You don't want, I mean, if I have an investment, I want to make sure that that investment actually yields return, and that my property will remain mine, and that the contracts will be honored. Otherwise, if I show that it's that easy for anybody to break the contract, then everyone else is going to do that. So I think that's what Hybe is just trying to do now. They just want to make sure that they don't set a precedent that all trainees in the future or artists will know that you can't just easily break a contract with us, right? um but I think after what happened, do you want that kind of a group around your trainees? Do you want that kind of an energy with the rest of your groups right now? I don't think you do. I certainly don't. I mean, just like what my ticker is saying, this is my speculation. Okay. Sorry now. Now we've seen how petty minded and juvenile they are. No, I will not support New Jeans. Okay. Do you think Hybe will rebrand Adore after all this fiasco? Do I think they're going to rebrand Adore? I think that is going to depend on the outcome of the case. I think if they win, they won't rebrand. I think if they don't win, they will rebrand. um, Lily is a troll. How come I don't see this Lily? Are they hiding from me? Okay, I think I blocked. Okay, all right. I think I blocked her. So many trolls. Okay. Do you still see her? I think I successfully blocked her. Vanished. What did Lily say that was trollish? Maybe a mist, or maybe people are being too. I saw her say, all of you are a troll. Even if the court rules, oh, because I'm broadcasted on X. Even if the court rules for New Jeans to work with Adore, they're going to be difficult to work with. Lily was clearly for the girls. I don't mind people being for the girls. I mean, I want the best for them. Regardless of what happened, I want the best for them. I don't want I hope that they recover. I hope that they eventually really grow. You are famous. Mang Luna said you are famous. Um, I hope that they really grow. I hope that um they, you know, come out of this in one piece. I really do. I really do. Okay, so I haven't told, mentioned this before. I think it's going to be really heartbreaking if in the end we find out that this is not the nature, this is their nature, that this is the nature of the girls. uh because I love I love children. I love their innocence. I love creating a world for them that they deserve. uh so I raise my niece. So I always have this idea that children is a tabula rasa, that they are a clean slate, and that we all have a chance in creating, in putting beautiful things in that clean slate. That if that fails, it's primarily because our fault, because of us. It will be primarily our fault. And so, I it'll it's heartbreaking for me if we in the end learn that, oh, this is really them. This is It's heartbreaking. Can we talk about BTS releases this month? Let me take out my ticker first. Okay. Can we talk about BTS releases? We talked about that in the beginning. So we have, I can review if you want. Is this it? So we talked about Mona Lisa. We talked about, where is that? Oh, not that. Oh, yeah, here. So we have Mona Lisa that's going to be released on the 21st. And then other activities, we have pop-up store in J-Hope, Hope on the Stage in LA. Um, and then we have the BTS 7 moments. I hope that you guys ordered already. One more to come. Yes, after Mona Lisa, there's one more to come. Okay, so I think I have, oh, it's already one hour 56 minutes. I think this is going to be very short. I'll skip this to the next for the next live. But I just saw this. Can we have a sugar pick? Okay, one second. Let me just finish this. Um, so I don't know if you know John Somi. Do you know her? I am searching for Sugar's picture, my collection, while uh so she was supposed to be a member of, she was supposed to be a member of Twice. She joined 16, which is the reality show that formed Twice, and then she got dropped the last minute, and I think she was like 14 at that time. Had he made it, she would have been, had she made it, she would have been the youngest member of Twice. Now, after that, she stayed with JYP, and then she joined Produce 101. She became the center of that group, 101, or IOI, or 101. The main problem is that that is a project group and it lasted only a year or 18 months or something like that. And at that time, she was actually training with ITZY. She was going to be a member of ITZY. But then while 101 was happening, ITZY was either like on the last stretch of their training. And so she couldn't go back. And so I think she realized that if she stayed more for longer with JYP, it's going to take her another 4 or 5 years before she debuts. So she left JYP and moved to Black Label, where she debuted as a soloist. And she had like good thing going in the first like 2 3 years, I'd say, maybe first 2 years. Since she was the lone performer, she didn't really had a group with her. All the attention went to her, so she was like consistently releasing songs, and then she was frozen. Now she hasn't really had anything in like over a year. Now, this girl, I think, commented on, I don't know where this is, but that is her, that is John Somi, that is her account. And she said, I feel bad. This person said, I feel bad for Somi. She rushed high school to be a K-pop idol, and now she sits in Black Label building for her peak years, waiting while all she amounts to are explicit TikTok dances. And then John Somi actually responded to the fan and said, to be exact, I started to at 12, at the age 12. But yeah, ouch. And I just was so sad for her. I was just so sad for her, primarily because she is talented, uh, and she has something to offer. But I just think it was a wrong circumstance for her. And I also don't think that Korea is prepared for her. So if you want to check out some of her music, please go ahead. But I don't think that she is not like, if you go to the US, like a Lady Gaga kind of style, that is something that the US would obviously the US actually really consumed. Like, it's so different, it's so new, so groundbreaking. But Korea is not ready for something like that, right? Not even 50% of Gaga. They're not ready for something like that. And I felt like Somi is that much of a, like, she doesn't fit the usual mold of an idol that Korea is expecting, and that's why she had some success, but not as much as I thought she deserved. Um, so it was just like, it was sad when I read that, because I felt like this. I think it was the wrong country for you. I think she should have pushed, but what do I know, right? But my opinion, I think she should have, like, designed a career for a global audience rather than the Korean audience. I know that she signed, I think, under Republic, but nothing happened. So, and I think part of that is because she did not have the right foundation to be able to build her identity, her essence as an artist. And so she sort of just did what was being given to her. So I think that's why South Korea didn't like Jessie. I think that's how you spelled it. Yes, Jessie. But Jessie was a, you see, Jessie was actually, I would argue that Jessie is actually a bit more successful than Somi was. And I think it was because of how, I'm gonna get canceled if I say this, but I think it's because of how Jessie presented herself. She didn't present herself as an idol, because she's not. She's actually a rapper. And so that's why when she came to South Korea kind of already expected that, she's not going to act like an idol, because she's not an idol in the first place. And so whatever she did, it was like a bit more acceptable, because that's within her, like, that's their image of her. Yeah. She's a great human. She is a great human. Yeah. Presented differently. Okay. I'm searching for, I should just be prepared for their pictures, because now I'm searching for um and it keeps on, like, I'm searching for a specific picture. So if I don't easily find it, I get frustrated. 1 second. It was like a photo of him. Maybe here. I think it was the only photo of him taken from under his shirt or something. Oh, now I'm pressured to find it, because I said it's from under his shirt. I think it was just one fan. He was like hanging on the railing, and then a fan was actually, she just like absentmindedly just took a picture and was able to take a picture from under his shirt, something like that. Okay. I can't find it now. See, I'm getting frustrated. If you ask me to look for something, I can't find it. I'm frustrated. Where's the picture? I know I shouldn't have said it, but I kept on talking. Big mouth. Where are you? KKK. 1 second. I have so many folders of him. Where is that picture? It was like, yeah, it was like the fan just like took a photo. Hmm. Okay, next time I really should just be prepared with their photos. Now I'm frustrated as well because I can't remember where I put it. I'm frustrating everybody with me. Wait, there you go. Maybe here. Mm. And I'm trying to be as organized as I could. I was like, um, where is that? Where did I put it? It was just sent to me by a fan. It was sent to me by like that fan who took the picture. Oh, was it him? No, no, no. It wasn't the fan that took that picture. It was somebody else. Um, Now I'm frustrated just as much as you are. Wait, these are his concert photos, so maybe here. I can show you one thing. Wait, is this it? Wait, is this it? No, this is not it, but I can show this to you as well. Wait, okay, give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. 1 second. Image, right? Okay, this is not it, but maybe it was from the same, maybe it's in the same folder. I just need to look harder. So 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 it's this same picture. Show us any sugar photo. So it's this same picture, but he leaned down, and so this person was just taking like photos, and he leaned down so he caught it, so he was able to take a photo up from under the shirt. So what event was it? It was his concert, his tour. It was his tour. J-Hope tummy. I do have J-Hope's tummy. But wait. Maybe you like this photo. Someone said the tank tops are getting tighter and smaller. Is there any shirtless? I don't think I have any shirtless photo. I have some photos of him where he accidentally revealed his abs, but no, um, but yeah. That is your Yungia. Tongue technology. Okay, so next time I promise that I'm going to prepare the photos, one of each. Okay, I forgot that I need to prepare that. I did say in the last, like, I think two live streams ago, that I will actually show you some of their pictures. I just forgot, so I will do that in the next one. There's that tongue technology. He has another one of this. Maybe this is the one that I saved, that I downloaded. I have so many pictures of them. No, I think this is the same one. No, it's the same one. No, no, it's different. There you go. Army was going crazy over the zoom ins on the Mona Lisa belt. So this and this are two like years apart. A lot of years apart. So this happened first, and then this one during his tour. He's getting fired in the US. Okay, so I actually left out two more topics. I think I can just do that in the next live stream. Um, but do you have anything else? This is how I'm going to close the live stream with this photo. So do I. My phone, my laptop full of them. Yeah. I was 2 days old when I learned Jung's mint hair from Hayang Wayon. Era was shocked. It wasn't real. Uh, okay. Has J Hope given any hints about the upcoming third song? I don't think he has. I don't think he has. And that place where I saw him has not appeared in any of the photos that he has revealed or any of the, so maybe, or maybe he was just there to have lunch or something, to have dinner. I don't know. Okay. I have that picture already, love, but I want full on shirtless one. Full on shirtless? I don't think I have. I have a clip when he was like during, I think 2013 or 2014. He actually lifted his shirt and showed his abs. And I have the video of that. They don't they don't intentionally let us see their skin. I'm spraying you all with Hobie water. You can handle? Okay, so here. So yeah, this same person. So I think it was just rapid take, what do you call that? Rapid clicks. And so when Yoongi actually, when Shoga leaned in, he was able to take a picture from under the shirt. Okay. Any update on your thriller novel? Yes. Yes. Okay, I'll do that in the next live. So I guess my next live has already its topics because I have several that I left off, and then I'll add that one and pictures. So, okay. Not enough Hobie water. Okay, so I'll close with this picture so that you all have a good evening. Okay, do you have questions before I go? So our nonsense will be legend. So excited. Okay, so I'm organizing the Korean barbecue, and then to everyone who's going to join me in the suite, as I've mentioned before, I will get the tickets 10 days before. So I will send you the payment details once I get the tickets so that it's faster. As soon as I get the payment, you get the tickets, so it's clear. And I'll see you in the Korean barbecue. And even if you're not joining us in the suite, please come to the Korean barbecue so I can all meet you guys. Okay, thank you everybody. Bye. I hope that you like the last picture. Bye everybody.